I had to do this video because it's funny to me. It's funny to me when I get women, especially those that are in my 150 group, that are so skeptical. They're skeptical, and and where your skepticism comes from is your past. Okay, so let's say we talk about dating your temptation. A lot of you have watched the video Dating Your Temptation, right? And then you say, wow, this is my temptation. I like him to look this way and act this way and blah, blah, blah. And you make your list out, right? And then you don't even believe in your own list. And then you meet somebody who fits your requirement. And then you say it's too good to be true. And then let's say, however you look right now, and I know a lot of women that are watching this video, you have a lot of insecurities, which is so ridiculous. But, you can have your insecurities all you want. But have you ever thought about that? All your insecurities, your flaws, your things that you hate about yourself, do you ever realize that you still get guys to approach you? You ever thought about that? You still get men to approach you. Now, maybe they're your temptation, maybe they're not. But let's just say one of the guys that approaches you is your temptation, right? And now you have prayed and cried and prayed and cried, and you finally get a good guy, a good dude to approach you, right? And now you're a skeptic. This too good to be true. I can't believe. And you lose your cool. You know how you lose your cool? Because you allow your emotions to take over the very fact that, the very reason why he approached you and wanted to start a relationship with you or get to know you at least, because you were cool. You were cool in the beginning. A lot of times when women invest in a relationship, invest their time, their energy, their smile, their sex, after all of those things, you lose your cool, and a man remains the same. He remains the same. I had a client, and I had to point out something to a good guy. It took about 45 minutes to point out something, and I don't mind, but I'm so glad we arrived here. And I had to point out to her. I said, "What happened that made you lose your cool?" She didn't understand what I was saying. I said, "What happened that you lost your cool?" She was like, "Well, he cheated on me." And that's why I said, I'm trying to teach you about men. There was something that happened that made him even want to explore. Now, we talking about her good dude. He was a good dude, right? And then all of a sudden he cheated. And I had to point out to her, men, this is how men think. He didn't cheat just because one day, one thing happened and then he cheated. No, there was a lead up to him cheating. And I get so tired of talking about why men cheat, but I know this is about the cool factor. Okay. And once we explored and went over this and went over that, we come to realize that she lost her cool because he failed to share a very, very important detail about a previous relationship. He failed to share that with her. And I tried to tell her, I said, that's where you lost your cool, because for whatever made him, want to be with you and share with you and even ask you to be his girlfriend officially, because a relationship is not a relationship until a man solidifies. That's why usually men ask the woman to marry, because it's not solidified, because a woman can fall in love from the first time y'all exchange numbers. But men don't do that. But when a man finally asks you to be his girlfriend and be in a relationship, get engaged, ask you to marry, all of that stuff, it's because he recognized that this is what I want, right? So I had to tell my client, I said, okay, so let's take you back to when y'all first met. Y'all did this. When he finally asked you to be his girlfriend, he asked you to marry him and all of that. I said, what happened? And she remembered that what happened is he didn't share something about his previous relationship that was really to be honest. Matter of fact, I'll share what it was, because it's still private and confidential. You know this, but he didn't tell her that he was married before. And I said, okay, he's not married no more. She was like, no, but he didn't share that he had been married before me. And now that, they got married and things, and she said that's when she lost her cool, because she started thinking, well, what else you keeping from me? Maybe it was just that one thing. It was just that one thing. And that one thing, now she's saying, now who you on the phone with? Who you doing this with? And doing all of that extra stuff. And really, it was that one thing. Maybe he was embarrassed by the person that he married, and he didn't share it because it was so insignificant. Or maybe it didn't last long enough. Maybe the marriage was only a year long, and he's like, man, I'm so happy that happened 10 years ago. I'm so glad to be with you. Maybe he ain't think about that. You're thinking about it. You're putting more emphasis into that relationship than he is. He can care less about that girl, even sharing that he was even with that girl. But that's when she lost her cool. And I said, wow, you became the insecure woman. You weren't insecure in the beginning. And now you checking his phone. Now you checking behind him. Now you looking over his shoulder, sneaking in the room while he on his social media, trying to catch him in the act so you can have your aha moment. And it never happened. But you know what happened is his interest started to shift because you became the nagging chick, the annoying chick, the ask 1,000 questions, the same question 1,000 different ways chick, and you lost your cool. Do you know most men start losing interest in a woman that they've committed to, they've did this and they've did that, because you lose your cool? Ladies, if I can encourage you to just remain cool, whatever made that man approach you, whatever made him exchange numbers with you, whatever made him have conversations with you and start the relationship ball to rolling, you got to stay there. Because that's what sets you apart from any other chick that he could have been with. That's what sets you apart, is the fact that you were cool. Do you know men gravitate to the woman that's cool? Ladies, don't lose your cool factor. It's not a good look. It doesn't look good on you. And I'm not pointing fingers. I'm on the side, I'm always on the side of right. You'll end up losing a good man. I'm talking about a good man because you lost your cool. Whatever you did for that man to walk up to you and exchange numbers with you, you got to stay there. I'm your coach. I'll see you soon.